Hello everyone, a pleasant and vibrate to all. Before anything else, I would like first to greet our G11 teacher, Ma'am Milim Pabalantiug. Good day, Ma'am, and to my colleagues and classmates watching there, a blessed day to all. Before we begin our discussion, let me first introduce my co-discussant in this topic. So alongside with me, we have Sharon Jacinto, who will discuss you the part origins of political self and the theories of political self. For my part, I will explain everything you must know about political self and its identity. So without further ado, let's start this discussion and stay connected until our last conversation. Good day again everyone. So what comes to your mind when you heard the word politics? The answer can be in various forms, but generally speaking, politics is not just about governments, current issues, politicians, medias, nationality, etc. Politics has a more deep meaning from its original context. Politics significantly influences our lives, often in ways we don't fully realize, whether it's shaping how societies function or influencing our personal beliefs and behaviors. Politics is everywhere. So today, we'll delve into the political self, understanding its role in human societies, its connection to identity, and the influences that shape it. By the end, we'll see how politics not only governs nations but also impacts us individually. Let's start by defining politics and understanding its purpose in our lives. Understanding politics. Kendall 1998 defines politics as a social institution through which power is acquired and exercised by people and groups. Politics is a social institution that defines how individuals and groups acquire, use, and maintain power, often in the context of decision making and governance. It involves rules and systems for organizing society and ensuring order and stability. In Aristotle's work, Politics, he describes the role that politics and the political community must play in bringing about the virtuous life in the citizenry. He observes that man is by nature a political animal. So what do you mean by that? Aristotle described humans as political animals because social living naturally compels humans to form structured organizations and hierarchies that govern collective life. This reflects that human tendency to seek community and order. Politics is an important part of human development because it promotes ideologies about democracy, citizenship, human rights, freedom, family, health, and other social issues. Politics serves as the backbone of civilization by creating laws, resolving conflicts. It determines how society addresses pressing issues like inequality, resource allocation, public health, and access to education. Politics exists in all human societies. It serves as the mechanism by which individuals develop power and understand proper functioning of a democratic society as a citizen. Politics provides systems where power and influence are distributed, guiding how decisions about societal rules and responsibilities are made. Political identity allows individuals to claim rights and perform obligations in a community. Now, citizenship is the most basic identification with the nation. The term denotes the membership of a citizen in a political society. As a citizen, a person enjoys full civil and political rights, including protection inside and outside the territory of the state. Citizenship, the most basic identification, represents this relationship with the state. For example, a citizen of a democratic country has the right to both express opinions and enjoy protection from the government. So, Stevens, Anglin, and Jussim 2015 cite that in some people, politics is a central component of their identity. For others, politics may be a more peripheral concern but temporarily becomes a central one in certain situations. Politics defines who people are in societal context and how they interact with environment based on their political awareness and roles. This means people approach politics differently depending on their personal and cultural context. So, The political community where people belong offers an opportunity for them to define themselves and provide opportunities to satisfy their needs for affiliation. The political self organizes one's beliefs, attitudes, and affiliations and aids to processing of politically relevant information. People use their political values and belief systems to define themselves as unique individuals of society. Political self and identity. Now, let's discuss the concept of the political self, where politics intersects with personal identity. Number 1. Self-organization. The political self organizes relevant information about politics, including knowledge about the constitution, government, and governance. The political self helps in defining the structure and functions of the government, entailing in understanding the relationship between the state and the citizens, and in describing their rights, freedom, and obligations as citizens. The political self exemplifies the ideals and aspirations of the people, embodies the rules and principles of the United States, of the state, and determines the status and power of the people. Number 2. Citizenship as a basis. Citizenship is an important component of political self. It provides a basic for understanding who and what a person is. The political self is often defined by citizenship. In her book, Democracy and Citizenship, Ma Serena Diokno, 1997, mentions that citizenship is the most basic identification with the nation and as such is oriented towards the state and its expressions in law and policy. Number 3. Social and psychological perspectives. Citizenship is oriented towards the state and its expressions in law and policy. It also involves relating oneself to a group of others who share the same values and see themselves as citizens of a large polity. From the social and psychological perspectives, the individual's claim to citizenship means that the person relates himself or herself to a group of others who also see themselves as citizens of a larger polity. Number 4. Influencing institutions. Institutions like family, church, school, media, government, and non-governmental organizations influence the values of citizenship and shape the political self. The institutions which influence the values of citizenship are the family, church, school, media, government, and non-governmental organizations. As such, the political self is also an part defined by reference to other members in their political group or community where one belongs. Number 5. Role of socialization. Socialization is how people acquire knowledge and understand the norms, values, and roles they need to function within their community. This helps them develop a sense of political identity or political self, which includes their beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors related to politics. The political self and all they are developed through socialization, through the ways people learn the knowledge, norms, values, motives, and roles appropriate to their positions in a group or community. Number 6. Influence of social interaction. Interacting with others in different social settings such as family discussions, school environments, or peer groups exposes individuals to political views and ideas. Through these interactions, people learn about rights, responsibilities, and power dynamics which shapes how they understand politics and develop their political opinions. Over time, individuals internalize the political attitudes, values, and views of others and incorporate them into their political self. Throughout life, as individuals meet new people and join groups, the political self is influenced and modified by the opinions, comments, and suggestions of other people. So, to follow up our discussion, we may have Sherhan Jacinto to explain you the origins and theories of political self. Stay tuned and stay connected.
Good day everyone, I am Sherhan A. Jacinto from PSN English 1A. I will discuss the origin of political self. First, family as a hierarchical structure. Through the hierarchy hierarchical position, status, power are described. The family consists of members with different status, obligation, and influence, like father, mother, sister. Second is traditional rules. Traditional rules, father is the most influential member of the family. He acts as a leader and establishes a rule to maintain order in the family. Third is a socialization. From early age, individuals are taught to obey, treat parents with respect, conform to their rules. Fourth is traditional rule. Traditional rule, the father holds the dominant position in the family, influencing the political self. Five is the early socialization. The early experience within the family, particularly the interaction with the parents, significantly shape the child's understanding of power, authority, and social relationship. Six is the family contribution political self. The family plays a significant role in developing a child's political self, laying the groundwork for understanding authority, governance, and citizenship. Seven is at the Aristotle view of state. Aristotle sees the state as a natural extension of a family unit established to serve the common good under the structure of government. Eighth is a parental influence. Parents play a crucial role in shaping children's political attitudes and values. They instill the values like obedience, respect, conformity to the rules. I will also discuss to you the influence of religion in political self. First is the moral values. Second is the social justice. Third is the community building. The church or the religion help also to shape the ideals of the citizens and democracy through religion, teaching values and tradition continuously in how family, school, church emphasizes the moral behavior and also influence the political behavior and political self. I will also discuss to you the influence of religion in political self. First is the moral values. Second is the social justice. Third is the community building. The church or the religion help also to shape the ideals of the citizens and democracy through religion, teaching values and tradition continuously in how family, school, church emphasizes the moral behavior and also influence the political behavior and political self. And now I will also discuss the role of peers and political self. First is the peer influence. Second is the socialization process. Third is the conformity and individuality. On the other hand, peers are also important in influencing the political self in peer groups. The group are equally in status, those interaction with peers can emphasize the equal contribution, power, rights, privilege of the group. And lastly, I will also discuss the influence of media and political self. First, the information a person wants. Second is the agenda settings. Third is the political socialization. Mass media can also be the key source of politics, and those may influence on individual political values and political beliefs. I will also discuss the theories in political self. There's so many theories in political self, but I will discuss one of the most famous theories that we have right now. First is the social learning theory. This theory suggests that individuals learn in political attitudes, behavior through observation and imitation of others, particularly significant figures like the teacher. For example, in everyday life, social interactions significantly influence a person's understanding in politics through process of identification. Individual, specifically in children and adolescents, incorporate the characteristics of a traits as well of values, beliefs, and motive of a model, parent, or significant people they look up to. Second is the cognitive theory. This theory emphasizes the role of mental processes such as knowledge, perception, and ideas in shaping political attitudes and behavior. Individuals interpret the political information, make decisions based on their understanding. For example, individuals interpret the meaning of politics, then choose and decide the action they will make. Third is the symbolic interaction theory. This theory suggests that political attitudes and behavior are shaped through communication and the interpretation of a symbol. People give meaning to it, symbol, and these meanings influence the political beliefs and action. For example, the children develop their political attitudes according to the symbols and meaning that their parents communicate with them. The base of the symbolic and meaning that people ascribe to object. For example, politics, human rights, freedom. People can formulate plans like action, like election, demonstration, or even rally. And the last theory is the political participation and theory. Political participation can be defined as a citizen action or activities anchored in politics. Thus, any activity concerning the government or governance and state is example of political participation. For example, political participation defined as a citizen action. That's the end of my discussion. Thank you.
So in order to finalize this topic, here's what we have discovered. Number 1, politics is a social institution through which power is acquired and exercised by some group of people. Politics serves as a framework for acquiring and exercising power. It is essential in shaping structures where authority is distributed and decisions are made for collective governance. This encompasses leaders, decision-making groups, and institutions. Number 2, man is by nature a political animal. As we have stated earlier, Aristotle said that humans are inherently political beings. This implies that individuals are naturally inclined to engage in organized social structures, including governance, laws, and collective decision-making. Number 3, the process of learning is imbued with political values and beliefs. So what do you mean by that? Education and experiences shape individuals with political beliefs and values. From family upbringing to schooling, those exposures cultivate civic awareness and ideals. Number 4, politics as a central component of the self. Politics forms a key part of identity for many individuals. People's values, principles, and choices often reflect their political understanding and beliefs, impacting how they view themselves and society. Number 5, in order for governance to work in any group or society, a covenant of mutual trust and respect must exist. For any political system or group to function effectively, mutual trust and respect between the members are crucial. This foundational agreement fosters unity and cooperation. Number 6, according to the social learning theory, a person can acquire learning through observation and imitation. This theory emphasizes that people acquire political knowledge and behavior through observing and imitating significant figures such as parents, teachers, or societal leaders. Number 7, political socialization is viewed as a lifelong process by which individuals gain knowledge about politics. Political socialization refers to the continuous process where individuals gather knowledge about politics throughout their lives. It occurs through family, peers, education, media, and participation. Number 8, the theory of symbolic interaction suggests that behavior are products of communication, meaning, and symbols. According to this theory, communication and symbols significantly influence political attitudes. Through interpreting meanings behind actions or ideas, individuals develop their political understanding and responses. Number 9, political participation can be defined as a citizen's actions or activities anchored in politics. Engagement in political activities such as voting, protesting, and community discussions reflect citizens' active involvement in shaping governance and decisions affecting society. Last but not the least, number 10, any activity concerning the government or governance of the state is an example of political participation. Any act related to the government or its functions, including advocating for policies, attending rallies, or addressing governance issues, qualifies as political participation. So, in summary, the concept of the political self shows how politics, who we are as individuals, and how we relate to the world. It highlights that politics isn't just something external, it's ingrained in us as humans. As Aristotle put it, we're naturally political animals, designed to live in structured, organized communities, forming systems that govern our lives. It all begins with citizenship, the foundation of our political identity. Citizenship doesn't just give us rights, it connects us to a community where we belong, contribute, and shape the future. Our political self is continuously influenced by different forces. Our families, schools, peers, and the media all play a part in molding how we think about power, authority, and our place in society. From the way our parents discuss rules to how we learn civic duties in school, these interactions shape the core beliefs we hold dear. We're also influenced by larger institutions like churches and media, which promote values of justice, equality, and social good, encouraging us to act on our beliefs. Theories like social learning and symbolic interaction paint the picture of how we learn about politics through watching, imitating, and interpreting the symbols and actions around us. They help us understand how we shape our political views based on our environments and experience. Lastly, political participation is the lifeblood of democracy. Whether it's voting, protesting, or simply discussing ideas, participating in political life lets us take ownership of the future. This participation isn't just about acting in the moment, it's a lifelong journey of learning, growing, and staying engaged in what makes our societies work. Politics, after all, is about more than rules. It's about our collective growth as citizens shaping the world together. So, understanding politics helps us make informed decisions, take active roles in society, and recognize the power we hold as citizens to drive change. As we reflect on this connection between politics, identity, and society, let's remember by shaping the political self, we are also shaping the future of the communities and societies we are part of. So that's for our discussion, and I hope you found something insightful and learning to our discussion. That's all for our discussion for the political self. Thank you.